I'm sure you want to know how this ends. Well, luckily, not a faceplant. Let's just leave it at that. Why was I rushing? I'd flown in from California for a meeting with a company that was willing to buy my product. Let's just say I've spent an all-nighter on 2 different planes and 3 different subway connections. And I don't care what that clock says, it feels like 5:30 a.m. right now.
Basically, I hate time zones. I keep wondering why they actually exist. Being 3 hours behind the East Coast really kills business dealings, and cute outfits too. So I looked into why we have time zones and found some answers to questions I always had on time zones. You know, if we were all running on the same time, then people in India would be sleeping during the day and running errands at night. The Earth is round and is in orbit. So as the Earth rotates around the sun, sunlight hits one part of the Earth at a time. Time zones standardize noon to be the point where the sun is at its peak for that area. Within a full day consisting of 24 hours, the Earth has completed one full 360-degree rotation at an approximate rate of 15 degrees an hour. So there are 24 time zones based on that rate. Mainland US itself, not counting Alaska and Hawaii, has 4 time zones. Well, until the late 1800s, each local area in the US had its own time ordinance, which resulted in 300 different time systems within the US. It was around this time that the railroad industry took off and people struggled to stay on time with where they needed to go. So railroads started using the map to separate the mainland into 4 different time zones. This helped trains run on time and provided a more organized system. When trains were the thing, people did not usually travel more than 1 time zone away at a time. But now it's been more than 50 years that we've been in the jet airline age, where it's pretty common for people to move across different time zones in a single day or speak to others across time zones as well. China, which is a fairly large country, is only on 1 time zone, but it works for them since most of their concentration is populated on the eastern coast. So for the US, I think the most efficient way would be to have 2 time zones. There are examples out there that show people coming into work at 9 a.m., eating lunch at 12:30, and going out for dinner at 8 p.m. in Washington, D.C., while people come into work at 8 a.m., eat lunch at 11:30 in the morning, and go out for dinner at 7 p.m. in Chicago. So I think it is a much more logical setup to switch to 2 time zones. You can have Eastern time go back 1 hour to synchronize with Central, and Pacific can jump ahead 1 hour to match up with Mountain time. But getting this done is a matter of people being open to change and politics as well. So now I know why time zones exist, and now I've passed on all this information to you, so next time you're planning a trip across time zones, plan accordingly.
Talk dirty to me. Talk dirty to me. Dirty to me.